some people, they concentrate on detail and they don't have the big brush and they don't have the overview. And to me, in this piece, you're the opposite. I mean, you have a wonderful sort of big picture of what you want expressively, but it's just now all in the detail. So, and the thing that exemplifies this most is the way you use vibrato. Your vibrato is fabulous, but quite honestly, you have the same vibrato for everything. So, if you're playing
happens now, if I don't mention this, is you use more bow
bow, and it sounds, So at the same time as using more bow, you need to lighten the bow, and that's a little hard, but give it a try, see what happens. Because the slower you play it, the harder it is to achieve this feeling of flow. But at the same time, we want to feel like we have all the time in the world. It's quite hard to have both, but I think you're a little bit on the slow side. Anyway, that's beautiful. We'll loop around. Be careful when you play. And so the orchestra's playing, So I think the first beat of your 16th, you should really play faster. And that top note, you're a violinist. I mean, they don't vibrate like that. Or if there's one violinist that does, I think, has a very big career. I don't think you want to sound like that. What else? Little section. It's time. I don't know. I mean, actually, we really don't need to do it. I think you're so good. Just wondering if there's anything I have to do. I don't think so. I mean, okay, one more thing, actually. Because you obviously you listen very well. I think you know the music. Are you aware of exactly what the different accompaniments are to the 4 times that you play the melody?
I can't say that I do.
Yeah. So I think that's really something to be aware of. The first time, rhythmically it's 1, 2, nothing. 1, 2, nothing. Right? And that should be reflected, I think. So. Second time, when you're in Maxo Forte, that you could play this one, it's everything. Cha, cha. So do that. Do you remember the third time? After now what? Do you remember what's going on there? No. Okay, nothing.
It's like a little bit, right?
It's just. So the fact that it has no pulse at all is always an invitation to freedom. And he gives you that little tenuto as well. So, last time, which is of course the most beautiful one, because A, it's pianissimo, but harmonically and rhythmically, it's much more interesting. So actually, unfortunately, in the piano reduction, we don't have the timpani part. So yom, chikadom. So we're missing that. But instead of like the first time was 1, 2, 1, 2. Listen to this one, which is it's 3, 1. So. But it's great play, really.